then, if I was to put you in the hot seat of a general ITAM manager in, a large organization that's a large IBM customer, what would these change? How would I actually need to manage these changes? Like, what would this mean to me? How do I change my day-to-day role?
Step one is I would say do a health check on your ILMT instances and have a look at, is it reporting correctly, and start off with just a high level match back to your entitlement. Is ILMT reporting more PVUs and more VPCs, or even less VPCs and less PVUs than you've got entitlement for? And do you understand the reasons for that? So if it's reporting less, is that because you can reduce maintenance next year? Or is it because not all of your servers are in ILMT? Servers aren't in ILMT, you need to get them in ASAP. Terms say within 90 days of effectively taking advantage of the licensing. So within 90, ultimately we take that as within 90 days of deploying a server, you need ILMT on that server, regardless across the board. Probably number one. Number two, you need to then check that those reports are correct as well. So there's you may have mixed mode software within there. You may also have multiple cloud packs that contain the same pieces of software. You may have bundling, stuff to unpick. So it's really go into ILMT, check that it's accurate now. Beyond that, you then need to do what the agreement asks you to do, which is every quarter you need to generate your reports. You need to look at those reports. You need to see if there's anything that needs to be fixed in there, any more exclusions. So there's a whole range of different exclusions, whether it's some DR systems in some cases, whether it's production systems, whatever it is. There's a whole load of things that need to be excluded, bundles need to be reassigned, whatever else. Make sure that's happening every quarter. And there's an additional bit, that's what you should be doing anyway, but the additional piece of work here is that you need, if there have been significant changes to software that's in a VPC metric and a PVU metric, you need to make sure that's balanced correctly and make sure that that's right as well. So it does add some extra work to what your ILMT management. And then when it comes to renegotiate with IBM, you need to make clear that you understand what the impact here. What we're talking about here is cloud packs. That's a whole other conversation, and I could probably talk to you for about 2 hours about that stuff if needed. But that's quite you need to obviously understand the impact of what you're buying is, because a cloud pack for integration virtual processor core does not equal a virtual processor core of what's deployed. There are conversion metrics and those sorts of things, so you need to make sure that's understood and what the impact of that is.
Mentioned there about the differences. Do you foresee any kind of hidden gotchas in here for an ITAM person, or something that might slip through the net with these changes that you need to kind of be on top of early doors?
The big thing here is really, like I was talking about a second ago, is that mixed mode licensing, and that could be that will be a mix of PVU, VPC licensing, but it's also where you've got products in multiple cloud packs. So, for example, data stage exists in more than one cloud pack. So you need to make sure that you're using the best cloud pack to it. And again, I think I've done another thing. There's a 17% price difference between two individual cloud packs for data stage. And then there's obviously, you need to then consider, well, what else is there outside those cloud packs that isn't managed by ILMT? Within that cloud pack for integration I was talking about earlier, there are products that are not licensed on a PVU or a VPC basis that need to be converted into cloud packs. Some that are based on gigabits per second, for example, that ILMT can't manage. So how on earth you're supposed to manage a VPC license for a gigabits per second product is beyond me. So there's things like that you just need to figure out what's going on there. And this announcement isn't clear about how they should be managed because it's a VPC product. But ILMT can't, as far as I'm aware, can't measure gigabits per second. So yeah, interesting.
It's so confusing, man. I mean, IBM licensing is not my strong point anyway, but
yeah. Oh well, I'm just going to say these changes are all great for my job security. They're not great for IBM customers.